A policy expert from think tank recently presented a report to Congress, and guess what it did? It pushed for stricter immigration rules. The report claims that some schools are abusing OPT and CPT by running fake institutions to help students get work permits. So what does this really mean for F1 and M1 students? Will OPT and CPT even survive under Trump's presidency? Welcome back to the Smart Green Card channel. I am Simon Shetty, your host and the founder of Smart Green Card. Quick heads up, I am not an immigration attorney. Smart Green Card is not a law firm. This video is just for educational and information purposes only. If you need specific legal advice, you should always reach out to a US licensed immigration attorney and seek advice. All right, let's get into it. Are OPT and CPT at risk now that Trump is back in office? Well, what does this report mean for international students like you? Let's break that down. Before we go into the risks, let's go over the basics a little bit. The OPT or optional practical training lets international students work in the US for about 12 months after graduation. STEM grads can extend it for another 24 months, so that's 36 months in total. CPT, on the other hand, or curricular practical training, lets F1 students work or intern while they are still studying. The job must be related to their field and often counts towards the course requirements as well. What is the real issue here though? So this report to Congress says some schools are exploiting the system, setting up fake institutions just to get students work permits. Because of this loophole, the report claims that OPT and CPTs have turned into the biggest guest worker pipeline in the United States. Well, right now, about 540,000 former students are working under OPT and CPT, and according to the report, there aren't enough regulations in place. And that's not all. The report also points out that some schools are handing out I-20s with almost no proper oversight. F1 and M1 students have the highest overstay rates compared to any other temporary visa types. And in 2023, over 7,000 Indian students overstayed, the most from any country, followed by China, Brazil, and Colombia. The report also suggests stricter rules for schools that issue student visas, banning schools with high student visa overstay rates, more restrictions, or even getting rid of OPT and CPT entirely, since they were never officially approved by Congress. And here's the big question. Will Trump act on this one? What happened last time when Trump was president? There were a lot of fears that he would end or cancel OPT, but it never happened. Why though? Because universities and businesses pushed back hard. Tech companies lobby and they rely on OPT workers, especially in STEM fields. Studies show that ending OPT could lead to 443,000 job losses, including 255,000 American jobs in 10 years. And Trump's team focused more on restricting H-1B visas than OPT, at least in his first term. So, do think tanks even have power? Well, think tanks don't make laws, but if their idea aligns with the government's agenda, they can influence policies for sure. So while this report doesn't necessarily change anything overnight, it could still push Trump's administration to take action. So is OPT really safe under Trump? Right now, it's unclear. Trump has sometimes supported skilled worker programs, but key figures in his team, like Stephen Miller, for example, want stricter immigration rules. If business leaders push back, OPT might stay, and that has been the case so far as well. But if anti-immigration voices get louder, it could be in trouble. For now, nothing has changed, but it's always smart to stay informed and keep your visa status in check, and also be ready for any updates. Before we wrap up, here's the thing. If you want to secure your future in the US, check out the Smart Green Card Student Plan. It's the ultimate resource that helps you build a strong EB-1A profile while being a student and studying as well. Don't rely just on the OPT. Start working towards your green card now. Check it out in the description. So if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Do you think Trump will crack down on OPT? Let's talk in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.